everyone. Today I am going to be creating some little painted dishes. I've been looking around for some like catch-all trays or trinket trays for a while, and I found these. They're actually plates, but they have a nice short lip. So what I'm going to do is paint on some paper, and then I'm going to trim that down and fit it in here and then finish it with resin so that it's nice and protected. So this won't be used as an actual plate. This will be used more for decoration, and you could put your keys on it, you could put your wallet on it, something like that. So just a nice little tray. And I have a couple of these, and I'm going to test out some silver today. So I've had, in a lot of videos, I've had a lot of success with my gold pigments that I use to create just a really nice gold accent to pieces. And I've been looking for a silver, and so I have some silver ink here. I got this off of Amazon, and I've seen it on Instagram, so I will link it down below. I tried out the gold, and it worked pretty well, so today I want to try out the silver. And then I also have just some Prussian blue ink, and I have this mixed with rubbing alcohol. So the rubbing alcohol is going to evaporate really quickly, and just using my hair dryer, I'll blow my colors around and just dry them into a nice design. And this is acrylic ink. This is definitely more popular with alcohol inks, but I was not getting the desired result that I wanted, so I've just been using acrylic inks that I thin down with rubbing alcohol, and that is how I've been making a lot of my pieces lately. So I'm just going to put some gloves on because that ink will really leave some marks on your skin for a while. And then, like I said, I'm using synthetic paper. This is Nara brand. I will also link this down in the video description. I use a lot of this, especially when I'm making coasters. It's just a 12-inch by 12-inch sheet, and it works out really well for me. So this is one brand that I've been really liking lately. But I have two pieces of paper, so I'm going to do one with gold and then one with silver, and then we will get them into our plates and see how well I can trim these down to fit in here really nicely. So I just have extra rubbing alcohol so that I can thin my blue down a little bit once I start pouring it and moving it around. But let's start off with the gold, and we'll do some blue and gold for this first one. Okay, so this one turned out really nicely. I already know that I think I'm going to use this area right in here, and I'm going to let it sit just for a little bit, but you could take your plate or your item or your coaster, whatever you're making, and just move it around and pick out that area that you want. But I think this portion right in here is what I'm going to stick with, and I'll save the rest of this. There are some really cute little pretty areas down here for much smaller items. I could make some pendants or some bookmarks out of those, so I will definitely save the leftovers. But with having a plate this size, you still have quite a bit of paper left over that you're going to be able to use for other projects. But the gold turned out nicely, and I'm going to grab my other piece of paper, and we're going to try this with silver now and see how this ink works. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'll add some of my blue down. I'm actually going to thin this out a little bit more. It is quite concentrated with that ink, so it's very dark. But it does look nice. The more rubbing alcohol you add, obviously, the more it's going to lighten up that blue color and thin out your pigments. But we're going to put some of this down, and then we'll grab our hairdryer again. And it does have a little brush, so you can control where you're adding your ink. The last time with the gold, I just poured mine right on. So I haven't decided yet. I might use that brush to try and add some detail, or I might just pour it on because I like a lot of metallic in mine. Okay. I just cannot get that silver to float on top of my colors the same way that the gold does. So I have one more pigment that I'm going to try, but I'm definitely going to keep this one because I do like some areas in here the way I was able to get that blue to kind of get a really smoky effect. I do like that. So I may use this one, but I'm going to try one more time, and then I'll pick the one that I like the best, and then we will get them trimmed down for our plates. Alright, so this was the second silver one that I made. I got my silver to float just a little bit more, so you can see it in a few areas here, but I think I'm going to use this one. So what I'm going to do is get as close to my plate size as I can, and I'm actually going to use, I'm going to flip this over and I think I'm going to use this area. So let's see, like that. I'm actually going to trace around the bottom of my plate, and then I will trim it out and see. I'm hoping that I don't go too small. I don't think I will. If it's too big, I can just trim it, and I'm just going to look at it one more time. So I get right to the edge, there and there. Okay. So I'm just going to use a pencil and just go around the bottom of my plate. And then just trim this out, and we'll set it right in our plate and see how close it is. Okay, so that is really pretty. I might have to trim just a little bit, but that, okay, so I'm a little large, which is just fine. I could probably go just about 1/8 of an inch. So now that I know that, I'm going to just go around and trim a little bit more. And so I'm going to trim this down, and then we will come back and I'll show you what this looks like. All right, so these are all trimmed, and I got them into the plates. I will be doing another video finishing these with some resin. I received some resin from a company and they asked me to review it. So I will be trying it out in my next video, and I'll be letting you know what I think about that. But let me know what you think about these down below in the comments. I think these are very cute. I definitely think these have potential for all sorts of colors, and they were very, very fun to make. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.